Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a window to my thought process on what I think potentially is playing out with Bitcoin over the, I would say, short to mid-term, right? That's basically what I'm good for. I'll end the video with HBAR. Shout out to the winner of the comment contest. I posted this morning early. What coin or stock should I post? Put the random number generator. Comment number 1 was the winner from ChatGPT. Shout out to you. So first things first, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Really trying to teach you guys my process. Everyone has their own. I am a swing trader. I am no longer a day trader. My trades last anywhere from a couple days to a couple of weeks. I sometimes recommend couple month trades to people, especially if you're not looking to trade, if you don't have the time to trade, really. So let's get into it. I mentioned we need to see what's going on with the market when Trump gets in. We did break 108, but this was a long squeeze. Everyone who thought we were going to go to 120, 130, 140, 150 and higher got liquidated. We're back in the channel. The channel is resistance at 106, support at 91.5. Once again, resistance is where you're seeing selling pressure. Support is where you're seeing buying pressure. I do have my indicator on, which shows massive buying pressure from institutions at the blue, selling pressures at the red. When the candle turns white, it's a market top indicator, more than usual selling pressure. When the candles turn hollow, it's a market bottom indicator, but instead of it showing on the bottom, it actually shows the price, so it acts as a market bottom indicator as well as a VPVR. So you can see there is massive buying pressure from 91 all the way to 96,000. So we here, Cuzzy. First things first, we did have a golden cross. We have been death crossed the entire time, showing us that we can potentially go sideways because we are above the 0 line on the MACD. We are still above the 50 line on the RSI. We have officially broken above the RSI. And using the moving average as support, everything that I just explained to you is more bullish. So now we have to see if we're going to come back down to 91,000 or if we're going to form a higher low, okay, as we are here. You can see here this higher low at 99,000, right? We want to see if we're going, I'm pretty much sure that we're coming back to the 99,000. Yeah, we're definitely coming back. What I'm looking for is divergence to see if we're getting higher highs with the price swings, right? This one went from 105 to 107, but this RSI went from 77 to 69. MACD waves are making lower and lower waves. So I keep zooming in and out of time frames to see when the next candle is going to print, to see what's going on. We're seeing resistance again. So obviously the uptrend, you can see, is very short, but it's something like this, okay? Is this forming a head and shoulders? It is potentially. So a head and shoulders is wave number 1 was here, 106.3. We came down, we came up, we went to 109.3. We came down, we came up, we made a lower high back at the 106.9. This white line is called a neckline. What I'm going to do now is I have an alert here at the 101.649. I'm going to raise it right underneath this candle here, the 102.674. I'm curious to know if we do come back down. So the next 12 to 24 hours, I'm expecting another red candle to come in. And then from there, I'm curious to see if we form support there again and we go back to the 106.638. Because technically it is like a head and shoulders, but if we continue forming support and we have golden cross on the 2-day and the 3-day, that means momentum is going up. This could also be a ascending triangle where your resistance is the same at 106, but your lows keep getting higher and higher. This would be a measured move to the upside, you would take the body of the flag, bring it to the breakout, bringing us to about 113. The reason why I'm leaning possibly more up than down was because I bet with the trend. You can clearly see here when you are above the histogram, which is when you go red or blue, and you're going up and you have room to grow on your RSI, you make higher highs and higher lows, right? It's that simple. And we're still above, we're still in section A. So as of right now, once again, I would have an alert here at the breakout at the 106.551. I would have an alert here at the 102.328, and I have an alert here at the 99.366 notifying me that we've broken the neckline and we're doing something like this. Let me do something like this and head back to the 91,000. The reason why I don't think Bitcoin bleeds yet is I see a lot of blood coming from the altcoins, and the altcoins aren't going to go back to the dollar. They usually go back to Bitcoin. You could see that with you would type in your coin, so HBAR, and not look at USDT. You would look at HBAR/BTC, and then you would see if you're at major resistance and if you're getting bearish divergence, etc., etc., etc. So first things first, let's look at HBAR versus the dollar. Clear as day, right? I always start at a monthly. I want to see where there is major resistance in the past. So you can clearly see we went from 3 cents to 44 cents. And this is why I always recommend everyone to download the app or just get the free version of TradingView, because you don't need to understand technical analysis just to see that a price went from here and you have selling pressure here. And the reason why I'm saying that, this was 2021, and let's just say you're having a conversation with someone who knows nothing about HBAR and only knows HBAR from like here, right? From like 5 cents to 10 cents, okay? And they don't know that HBAR had previous resistance twice at 43 cents, and you are listening to someone like me who's telling you hard facts like, yo, HBAR could go back to blah blah blah. The same way I said XRP could go back to blah 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 when this chart plays out and blah blah blah, right? So we buy at support, we sell at resistance. We went from support and went to resistance. And if someone's like, yeah, I think HBAR is going to go to like $2 and something cents, you have hard facts to tell them like, yo, my dude, you got to break this level here or else you're not doing nothing, cuzzy. Right? And then I look at a chart like this and I say, well, we went to this level once and then we came back to here, this level, which I guess is somewhat of a key level because we stopped at 17 to 20 cents, not once, but twice. So I'm assuming if we do see something like this again for 1 or 2, 3 months, remember, these are monthly candles. So this was 3 months of just nothingness from 30 cents to 40 cents. But because your price went sideways, it allowed your indicators to form a top. It allowed your indicators to form bearish divergence. It's allowed your indicators to tell you to get the hell out of position, possibly here or here, before major blood comes. So that's what I'm trying to teach you guys, right? We are at extreme overbought territory on an RSI. I don't chase green candles. And what I'm looking at is I'm looking for volume coming down, right? I mean, once again, you don't need to know technical analysis to understand just what happened here in the MACD, what happened here in the price. And understand, if you start seeing those things playing out here in the price, here in the MACD, and here in the RSI, literally, 4 years later, because it's a 4-year cycle. How funny is that? You need to plan accordingly. You need to plan accordingly. This is what people at war do, right? You're planning your attack. This is the enemy right here, the chart. So you can see the last time this came down, we found major support, like I said, right about here. I always like to use 2, 3 major levels so that I could catch the wave, right? Yes, it went to 13 cents, but if I could average anywhere from 20 cents, 17 cents, 16 cents, keep a little bit of cashish on the side for 13 cents, it's a great play. Why? Because look at the past, right? We went down from here to here, a cool 60%, high or low, right? So that still remains bullish for everyone to buy here, right? Because the last low technically was like here and here, right? We went from here, kind of stopped, right? And then went up, but technically it's really like 3 cents. So we went from 3 cents again to 35 cents. If we go from 35 cents to 16 cents, every advisor, financial advisor, YouTuber, TikToker, deli guy that's cutting your Swiss cheese is going to be like, bro, it's a great buy. It's forming a higher low. And it is technically, but you have to understand once again that if it does go back to that resistance level and does another 140 something percent back to 45 cents, anywhere from 40 cents to 50 cents, you got to watch out. And what do you got to watch out for, right? This is what I'm trying to teach you. These things play out over and over again, right? The same divergence that this is playing out here, this is the same top with a lower high and a lower high. You could go to any chart, bro, like literally any chart. We could go to Tron right now. And if you see the same high with a lower high, or the same lows with the higher low, then it's bullish diversion, it's bearish diversion. It's bullish diversion, it's bearish. That's all you're looking for. It's just to catch the divergence and catch the waves. And you're just surfing it, cuzzy. So right now, once again, this is where I would like to buy. This is where I would like to buy. These are levels that I'm telling the Discord, once again, link is in the description, to take profit at. Right? If you're someone that is looking, once again, I say it in every video, but there's different discussions to have with different people who are invested, right? Did you buy here? Are you fully in cash here and you're looking to get in now? Different conversation. If you're looking to get in now, the first question you need to ask yourself is how long am I willing to hold to possibly make this money back again, right? If you're willing to hold it for another 4-year cycle, because I don't like to say God forbid, but what happens if it does go back, then goes back up, and then does go back down to even 9 cents, right? Once again, buy at support, sell at resistance, keep it simple. So what are we looking for? Okay, first things first. If we start to death cross, we're coming back down to 25 cents to 23 cents. Like I just said in Bitcoin, because you're in section A of the MACD, which is above this 0 line right here, that shows you that you could go pretty much sideways, right? Next thing that you could right click on your MACD, add alert on your MACD signal crossing your MACD, which in my case, my colors is the yellow line crossing the green. And now you don't have to sit here and watch a weekly chart play out. But understand, you got 4 days and 8 hours for the next candle to come in. These are trailing indicators, so the price needs to play out first in order for that to death cross. Let me say that again. The price needs to start going down now, hence not financial advice. Do not open a short, but I possibly would. Make sure your liquidation price, if you're using leverage, is above 41 to 42 cents. So if you were to see a fake out, you won't get liquidated. That's how you use margin. And then I would possibly close that short as you get closer to 28 cents to 26 cents. And I'm not saying to open up a short, but then I would then open up another short once you get a confirmation of 21 to 22 cents down to about 15 cents. Another thing that I would do to alert me that my short is in profit is I would set an alert on the weekly RSI breaking the 70 and going and having room to once you break support, you have room to bleed. Once you break resistance, you have room to grow. So your first resistance level is the 70 line. Set an alert. Set an alert at like the 68.75. So if we were to break the 68.75 and we were to death cross, I could almost guarantee that this candle that will fill over the next couple of days will come back down to this major support level of 26.9 that it has been for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. But once again, when your price is going sideways, while your indicators are now forming either hidden or hidden divergence, which is something like this, right? This is what I think potentially could play out right now. Let's zoom in. Right here, this little box. See how you were like sideways, you went down to support? Come on, man. All right, so right here, you were sideways. You didn't break 42 cents, you didn't break 24 cents. Once we broke resistance right here, We went down, and it was downhill because he down to the 50 line. Okay, and then where do you want to buy during an uptrend or even during a consolidation? Close to the 50. Okay, when you are above the 70, you want to buy at the 70, but you are at extreme greed territory. Pigs get slaughtered is literally like the first line when you open up the book for technical analysis or investing 101. Okay, that's the video. I'm going to end it with how do I use a fib to let me understand where next resistance levels are. So you have to let the high and the low form first. Once you have the high and the low form, you go to your fib, you grab from your high point 735. All I did was click with my left click once. I'm dragging down to the right, and I'm going to click again when the bottom line lines up with the most lowest point of 49.5. Excuse me. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's clean it up a little bit. Okay. So once again, I went from here and dragged to here. But all I did was go to the right so that I could open it up more. This does this automatically. Once again, I bring it down to that wick there, and you could clearly see we were having a hard time break this 80,000 level, which was the 1.618. And where did we go to? Around the 2.618, and we've been staying in this zone the whole time. Now, if we were to break this level, this 1.8, 1.10 level, you can clearly see it's not going to be, exact, my cuzzies. It's not. But if you can understand where the next zone possibly could be, you don't care if you sell at 126, 128, 129.8, 131.1. It's around here, right? So as of right now, you could do it again, even on this type of level, right? I would do something like this from the high. Bring it down to the low. Once we break this level, your next resistance is the 121, 127, whatever that was, 120,000. So on a larger scale, you could go, okay, this was the most recent high of 69,000. Once we started forming these higher lows, you could say, all right, bring it down to the 15,005. You can clearly see we're at the 1.618. And that 70,000 to 75,000, this right here, is that CME gap. CME gap is still there. There's never been a time on the Bitcoin CME chart that it wasn't filled. Is there a possibility that it won't, that it can't fill? Sure. Is there a possibility that we see resistance here and then we come back down to the 1 and then see support there again? 100%, because once again, there it is, cuzzy. Still have it, right here. Boop, boop. It's just waving at you in the back of the classroom, waiting. Enjoy the day. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. If you appreciate these videos, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. If you are part of a Discord or crypto group, you have friends that are interested in trading, do me a favor, share my videos. I'm trying to grow this channel to at least 1,000 subscribers, right? That's like literally nothing. But I appreciate it. Enjoy the day.